Howard University Middle School of Mathematics and Science Acceptable Use Policy. An acceptable use policy is a formal set of rules that restricts the ways in which a network, computer equipment, or technology resources can be used. It also provides specific examples of acceptable and unacceptable uses, as well as consequences for said violations. Any school that receives federal funding must have an internet safety policy in place. This AUP will ensure that its users are aware of expectations with respect to technology use, establishes a framework of accountability, as well as protects the school's technology systems. But most importantly, it protects students and ensures their safety. The school's AUP policy can be found on StudyWiz, our virtual learning environment. The staff expectations are a part of the staff handbook, and that is signed yearly. Students and parents will sign off on their AUP during either orientation or back to school night. Because the school provides student laptops for home use, there's a section outlined in the AUP that specifically addresses the home laptops. Part of what's in that section emphasizes that parents and guardians are responsible for monitoring the use of the school-issued equipment. It also emphasizes that this equipment remains property of the school. It also outlines any financial obligations should said laptop be damaged in the care of the student. Now, very clearly in the school's AUP, it states that the network and any school-issued computers, software is strictly to be used for academic purposes. The school also provides two separate networks for staff and students. The student network provides a level of protection that is required by the Children's Internet Protection Act. The policy also indicates that all passwords are confidential and that school-sanctioned computer-based programs are strictly for the purpose of supporting students' academic success. It reminds all users that school-issued technology and equipment are subject to monitoring. The AUP also provides examples of what's considered appropriate use, as well as examples of what's considered inappropriate use. Examples of appropriate use include uses that revolve around academic purposes, also collaborating with others as it relates to academics. Examples of inappropriate use are violation of the federal law, cyberbullying, accessing another person's account, using inappropriate language, violating the privacy of others by posting, sending, or sharing images without their permission. That last bullet for the inappropriate uses is a very possible occurrence because students are using classroom laptops that multiple students are having access to. They may be very likely to leave material on that laptop, and it's important for students to understand that although it may be on the laptop, if it does not belong to them, they do not have a right to share that information. Some of the consequences for violating the policy for students include in-school suspension, out-of-school suspension, or after-school detention, expulsion, and loss of in-school computer privileges. Staff consequences include, but are not limited to, administrative leave without pay, the loss of your job, or administrative reprimand. In order to communicate the AUP with staff, professional development could be held at the start of the school year so that staff have an opportunity to thoroughly review the AUP and familiarize themselves with it. Also, allow them to work in small groups so that they can come up with ideas as a way to implement the policy within their classroom, but also have questions answered and possibly contribute to the AUP policy. I also think it's important that throughout the school year, teachers are meeting within their grade level teams so that they can discuss any new developments in social media, that they may need to alert administration to because it may be putting our students at risk. It is also very important to communicate the AUP to parents. And we can do this through back to school night. We can provide a very thorough overview of the policy and provide parents with a copy of the AUP, the netiquette rules, and also show them how to use the parental control settings on their school issued home laptop. And we can also provide parents with helpful resources to reinforce digital citizenship and internet safety, and share with parents any questionable sites and apps that we've come across throughout the year. In order to communicate the AUP with students, we can utilize the student orientation, where we would provide a very thorough overview of the AUP and internet safety. And then again, throughout the year, we can have assemblies to remind students of the rules and address any new apps that may put them at risk. We also need to constantly be modeling what digital citizenship looks like. Also reminding students anytime we are integrating technology what the expectations are with regards to technology use. There's also a wealth of online resources that will assist in teaching students about internet safety and what cyberbullying is and what to do if they encounter that, and such as using sites as NetSmart Kids or PBS Webinars. We also can post the school's netiquette rules within the classroom and provide students with a copy that is to remain in their notebook. It's also critically important that when we are doing a technology-enabled lesson or integrating technology in some shape or form in our lesson, that we're constantly monitoring students to ensure that they are safely using the resources. You can do that by walking around the room or also using remote desktop if the students are on their individual laptops. This concludes the overview of Howard University Middle School's AUP policy. Thank you.